Hello, welcome to an AskARoofer minisode where we give you all of the information you need to know to maintain your roof, all the good stuff in short little episodes. Today I'm chatting with Lauren Morley from R3NG and a dear friend. Hi Lauren, how are you?
Hi, Megan. I'm good. How are you?
I'm so good. So excited to have you on the mini podcast. So I'll just have you introduce yourself really quick and then we'll dive into the question.
So I'm Lauren Morley. I am the majority owner of R3NG, based out of Denver, Colorado. We are a commercial roofing contractor and super excited to be here today because we have an in-house service division, and services is a big hot topic right now in roofing. So
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so for this minisode, we're tackling roof maintenance. What are the most important roof maintenance tasks for a commercial roof?
yeah, it's a really good question. It's kind of funny because honestly, probably the first one is one that's the most obvious and I think it's the most overlooked, which is debris on the roof. General debris that can block drains, that can block scuppers. On a low slope roof, obviously drainage is essential, and just the smallest amount of debris or leaves inside of drains can really clog up the entire roof system. So, number one thing, clean out the debris off the roof, clean out the drains. Flashings is probably the next part of it. Those areas like skylights or other penetrations where you're going to have the most area where water intrusion can happen in the roof. So double check those flashings. Areas where you might need to put new sealant or silicone is probably that big number two. And then from there, just penetrations and all of your laps, making sure that everything is sealed up tight for the upcoming year.
Yeah. Now, this might be a silly question, but this is the place for silly questions. Do commercial roofs have gutters and do they need to be cleaned?
It depends. Yeah, there's definitely commercial roofs that have gutters for sure. And if you have, the general rule is if you have a gutter, you have to clean the gutter. It
Right.
doesn't matter if you're residential, it doesn't matter if you're commercial. If a gutter exists on a building, it needs to be cleaned on a regular basis. Uh,
Yes.
so that's the easiest answer to that.
Amazing. I recently cleaned my gutters on my garage and there was like 4 inches of just mud in the gutter. So now they're clean. Yay.
I can tell you because we do both multifamily and low slope commercial, and the amount of leaks that we'll get where we'll just come back and be like, "Yeah, your gutters were really full." And they're like, "Well, gutters can't cause a roof leak." You're like, "Well, if the water is nowhere to go," I would say if the water is nowhere to go, it's gonna find its way into your building, and the gutters are meant to get the water away from your building. So yeah, I mean, gutter cleaning and tree trimming is one that people don't think about a lot too. And pay attention to how many trees are around your building. We have some commercial buildings that are surrounded by big trees, and we annually maintain those twice a year typically because you're going to get a lot more debris, a lot more dirt, a lot more risk of branches and things falling off. Another big suggestion is if you do any sort of construction project on your roof, if you're doing big HVAC maintenance, if you have to add refrigerant systems, get your roof looked at and maintained right afterwards. It's not other folks don't do it on purpose, but pinholes happen. Lots of people walk on the roof, tools get dropped. So if any sort of construction happens on the roof for maintenance to an HVAC system, get your roof looked at right after.
Totally. Okay, last question. How regular should inspections be on a commercial roof if they own a roof, if they own a building, a commercial building?
Yeah. Well, I guess we kind of just touched on that a little bit.
Yeah.
The real answer is it depends.
Okay.
At a minimum, once a year.
Okay.
Never should you have it looked at less than once a year. It depends on the climate that you're in too, but things like silicone and sealant, especially depending on weather, those things are going to crack more often than not.
Mhm.
Debris and leaves are going to build up no matter what over the course of a year.
Yeah.
The more penetrations you have, the more things like skylights and HVAC units you have, and the more trees around your building you have, means the more you need to get it maintained.
Got it.
So, if you have a big flat roof with one HVAC unit and no trees, once a year is fine. If you have a big cold storage facility that's surrounded by trees that has 15 refrigerant units and 95 other penetrations, I guess cold storage isn't a good example, but
Yeah,
then you want that to be looked at probably more often.
totally. Awesome. Well, Lauren, thank you so much for being on the AskARoofer minisode and answering all of my questions and helping all these building owners out there.
Always happy to do it. I always say roofs are the things that if you don't see it, you don't think about it, but annually maintaining your roofs is super important.
So important. For everyone out there, you can find more information about R3NG if you're in the Denver area and have a commercial building and need a new roof. Go check them out. You can find all their information on AskARoofer and rooferscoffeeshop.com. And in the meantime, go check out the rest of our full-length episodes wherever you stream podcasts on AskARoofer. And we'll see you next time on the next minisode. AskARoofer minisodes are brought to you by AskARoofer.com and rooferscoffeeshop.com. In each bite-sized episode, we explore everything from basic roof maintenance tips to the latest in roofing technology and sustainability. Whether you're a homeowner, a building owner, or just curious about the craft, these minisodes are packed with valuable insights to help you navigate your roofing projects and home or building ownership with confidence. So stay tuned, solve your roofing puzzles, and let's stay ahead of the curve with AskARoofer minisodes. Go to AskARoofer.com to learn more today.